Hi, I'm Chris, and I take care of the development stage of our way of working. The goal of the development stage is to take the prototype and the backlog that was built during the scoping stage to build functioning software. The typical dev cycle starts with what we call iteration 0. It's the setup and get started phase, where the team is coming out of this iteration ready to tackle iteration 1 and start developing. As part of iteration 0 and before every other iteration, we do elaboration. And this is where we go over all the tickets and put together about 2 weeks worth of work for that iteration. Once those tickets for the iteration are completed, we then deploy it into the beta environment, where we showcase it and demo it to the client. The standard development team is made up of 1 squad lead and a minimum of 2 developers, scaling up to 6 developers depending on the client requirement. We control the quality of our software with a couple of different regular meetings. There's the daily stand-up huddle, review, the planning and elaboration meeting, and the retrospective.
Doing the Scrum iterations allowed us to work through those ideas in depth and to get some really good clarity and detail in and around them.
Well, I've found the Scrum iterations really useful and really helpful just to sit down to the granular detail, working out each of the broader dot points we were going to cover off.
With each iteration, the client has a chance to review the work that has been done and sign off on the acceptance criteria. Tests are written and run throughout all stages of development to prevent regressions. The most important thing for a product owner to do is to manage the backlog. Validate the acceptance criteria before development. Validate the acceptance criteria when reviewing the product. Validate the finished software against the acceptance criteria to make sure that the requirements are aligned with the expected vision. And keep other stakeholders across the project to avoid significant changes that might impact the deadline. The things that come out of the development stage are meeting notes and iteration reports, and of course, most excitingly, a finished product which passes all user acceptance criteria and is released into production. If you haven't already, we recommend downloading the PDF version of our way of working from our website.